Hello and welcome back to another My Hero Academia Season 6 breakdown with this week's episode, Episode 7, Disaster Walker, covering the rest of Chapter 276 and then the entirety of Chapter 277 and Chapter 278. Boom! Right on the money with them just starting this episode with the news report section that was missing from the start of Chapter 276. And then after that they just go straight into the OP, so I'm buzzing about that correct prediction. But after the OP, we start right up with them adding some more shots with Endeavor and Shiggy's initial class in the air before the near high ends appear. And I still think that if this was the first time we saw the shot and this shot wasn't the ending of last episode, I think this bit would have been much better. But then again, we've got more shots of Endeavor and Shiggy fighting, and I'm loving how the flame attacks look from this side view. I think they look clean as shit, and this jet burn looks fucking dope as well. With this beginning section, I think Shiggy has some real fucking good facial animations here. And then after that, we finally start back up with properly adapting Chapter 276 with Shiggy returning to the favour to Endeavor by just fucking kinetic bombarding him straight into Neo, taking Ryukyu for a ride as well. And I touched on this slightly in my rant if anyone decided to watch that. I still think if this moment had been the end to the last episode, one, it would have ended up looking better. They would have put more emphasis on this moment. And two, it would have fucking hit hard. That absolute disrespect here is fucking foul. And that ending of the episode would have been sick. But one thing they do throughout this first half of the episode I really like is in some shots, you can see other pro heroes fighting off the near high ends. This is the first shot where you can see it. I really like that. I think it's a very nice detail that they add to the anime here. Once again, Nobunaga is killing it as Garaki with this exposition. I don't think it's as good as his performance from the last bit of exposition he did with before Shiggy got resuscitated, but it's still really good at that. And then after all that, we finally get the title card from the episode, Disaster Walker, which, fuck me, if that is not a hard as shit band name. I want to listen to that band. Now, with Isara's declaration here, Junichi Surabe does a really good job again, and I just want to point out the fact that Shiggy, super fucking strong, a nuclear deterrent, is rushing Isara, and he just reaches for his fucking shift. Like, that's going to do damage to anyone other than himself. Something I will say is that I think this moment here, Gran Torino and Isara do have some off-looking facial expressions in this scene, but fuck me. Deku and Shiggy finally meeting each other yet again since the first time in Season 2. This shit was hype when the manga came out, and this shit is hype again here. Them finally seeing each other face to face after hundreds of chapters of not seeing each other. I especially love that little lightning effect that happens, like on the black screen and Deku's lightning from full cowl just before they clash. But with this moment here, it's the capping off point for Chapter 276, and again, a smooth flow into Chapter 277. Now, this whole little moment here, Bakugo's line and then his AP shot and Shiggy wafting away the smoke, this looks surprisingly good, especially for this episode. However, this fucking bit with Shiggy jumping up to back, it looks fine, but then Bakugo just it looks so fucking dumb. I love it. But then Endeavor fucking hitting him here, and Shiggy like flying across the horizon in some debris. Again, looks surprisingly nice too. And this shot too, I really like this shot for some reason. I'm not sure why, but now, this is something, again, I was excited for, and I was wondering how they were going to do it with this reveal of All For One's will seemingly making itself known. And I like the approach they went with it, with All For One and Shiggy like speaking in the same time, like a fusion. But then All For One has some reverberation to his voice. I really like it. And this shot, being a direct lift from the manga, is good. They've been doing it a lot, but I really love the colours of the red and blue here. I think it looks real fucking nice. And then here we've got Endeavor's House Spider, that animation being reused, which does happen a few times in this episode. And Koki Uchiyama is again an amazing voice actor for Shiggy, and his delivery on Shiggy's rejection of All For One, he's doing amazing. I love this so much. It was something I was not expecting, and I never would have thought we would get, but oh my fucking god, I loved this bit. Getting to see a snippet of Gran Torino doing some sparring with Young Mai. It was small and it was quick, but I fucking loved it, and I wish we could get more. This bit here with Bakugo's Gauntlet Blast and Deku Smash, I think this bit looked good, like their team attack against Shiggy, but they got mad overshadowed by Endeavor's Vanishing Fist. My fucking god, that had some oomph to it. Literally, Shiggy was folded on this man's fist, straight up, and the colours have been so fucking good these past few episodes with Endeavor's fire. And then that moment right there, just cutting off halfway through the episode, giving us our stingers being Aizawa and Midnight. Damn. After the stinger, we get another HQ scene, whatever, and then we actually jump ahead a bit and skip the ending of chapter 277 and go right into chapter 278 with Jiro picking up Makia's movements, but actually cutting away before the full adaptation of that page, and we get something so fucking cool, and something I missed until I was rereading the volume to like make sure I got everything, the physical volume from me, but we get some added content here, but it's not anime original stuff. This is actually them adding in cut content from the manga, as this whole interaction here with Gigantomachia picking up Mr. Compress, Dabby grabbing Skeptic and hopping on, this is all stuff that was cut. We know this because in volume 29 and in between page of chapter 277 and 278 shows a very rough draft of 2 pages of this exact interaction happening that had to be cut from the chapter due to page limitations of the magazine. This is so fucking cool, and honest god, it's made me wonder how much of that added content that's been over the seasons has been stuff Horikoshi has given them, being like, yo, this is some stuff I had to cut out, you can add it if you want. I don't know if it's happened frequently, but it's so fucking cool to see this kind of stuff. I love this. And again, Dabby here, he's getting a good end of the facial expressions. He's been getting it all season, and we know he's going to be getting it for the rest of the season. And then we actually jump back a little bit and have this moment from chapter 273 that originally I thought had been reinterpreted for Mount Lady swinging the club around to smash and stuff, but I guess not. And then we just continue on with this bit, which is the ending of chapter 277, but cutting straight into the continuation in chapter 278. And then they cut back to the hospital rear guard to add a little bit of an extra scene of them talking before continuing the rest of page 1 of chapter 278 with some pros running off to help the main unit again. And now we're back into the proper adaptation order with Mount Lady trying to hold off Makia. And this line that they added of, "You can talk!" I really like this line. I find it funny. Now, Cementos here. His attack looks, again, surprising. There's a lot of bits in this episode that look surprisingly good, especially because this is a bit of a more low-budget episode. But it looks surprisingly good. It's equally fucking horrifying, because watching mans get pre-jarred is fucking terrifying. And I gotta say, I was saving it for this episode, but Kaori Nazuka does a fantastic job of Mountain Lady here, and I'm loving getting to see more of her performance. I've enjoyed Mountain Lady. She's an excellent side character, and I'm so happy we get to see more of her, and Nazuka's performance here is great. However, I just want to talk about this shot. What the fuck is this shot? This shot out of fucking pocket, but then following it up with Gigantomachia grabbing her leg and yoinking her to the side. This has got to be one of the most disrespectful episodes in the series. Shiggy fucking taunting, literally stood on Endeavor's chest, and then Gigantomachia just throwing Mount Lady to the side. This is fucking foul. But then we move on to this scene, and just ignoring this unique bit of wardrobe malfunction, I fucking love this scene. The art here is absolutely beautiful, and Akano Watanabe is fucking killing it here with Midnight. And I know for the past few episodes I haven't really done this. I think she deserves the MVP for this episode, because she fucking nails the performance here. It is immaculate. And while I understand people don't really like Midnight for that much, there's a lot of people who don't like her because she's a bit creepy. I understand that. I really wish we'd gotten more of Midnight and seen more of her proper side as a teacher, because moments like this fucking land for me personally, and I feel like I would have landed for more if we'd seen a more proper teacher side of her. But I love this moment. I think it was done excellently, and Marina Inoue gives an amazing performance as Yayorosu with her response to Midnight's orders. And while I would love to think that this moment, hopefully, finally makes people realize, oh shit, maybe the female characters actually aren't poorly written. I know it's not going to turn anyone's minds. They've been ignoring it for the whole series so far. Why don't they change now? But continuing on, I really like this final moment with Yayorosu coming up with the plan to stop Makia. And while I think this fucking shot of Makia running like a goofball is silly looking and also good looking, I love this cut of Mount Lady clinging onto his legs to try and slow him down. I fucking love Mount Lady, and she is getting some love this episode. But then we finally finish off the episode with Class 1A and 1B, who were present, preparing to take on Gigantomachia, capping off Chapter 278, and capping off the episode. Alright, this was even later than last week. I started a new job and it's been knackering.